Regional speculation is now swirling over whether powerful Arab leaders may have played a hidden role behind Ali Larijani's sudden assassination. Questions are being raised over whether Ali Khamenei's close aide was eliminated only after influential Arab officials held a secret, high-stakes call with Donald Trump. Some observers suggest Larijani may have been singled out by Arab regimes precisely because he had publicly accused Iran's neighbors of betrayal, turning him into a marked man. In the midst of Iran's dramatic blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, there are growing suspicions that Arab states encouraged the US and Israel to take out what many saw as Iran's real ruler, hoping to weaken Tehran from within. All this is fueling a sense in Tehran that Iran has been betrayed, that while Arab governments speak of peace and regional stability in public, they quietly call for tougher war moves and covert strikes in private. Iran has been left deeply shaken after the assassination of its powerful security chief Ali Larijani on March 17, a killing that has sent shockwaves through the country's already fragile political establishment. Larijani is now the highest-ranking Iranian official to be killed since the death of the supreme leader on February 28, marking one of the most significant blows to Tehran's leadership in this war. After Ali Khamenei's death, Israeli officials and analysts had even referred to his close aide Ali Larijani as the de facto ruler of Iran, underscoring just how much influence he wielded behind the scenes. In the days before his assassination, Ali Larijani had publicly accused several Gulf nations of abandoning Iran during the war, accusing fellow Muslim countries of failing to stand by Tehran in its moment of crisis. Larijani had even singled out the United Arab Emirates, condemning Abu Dhabi for describing Tehran as an enemy after Iran's attacks on Emirati targets, and warning that Iran would keep striking any state that lets its soil be used against it. Before his assassination, Ali Larijani had said, quote, "No Islamic government stood alongside the people of Iran except in rare cases and limited to political positions. Is the position of some Islamic governments not in contradiction with the words of the Prophet of Islam who said, 'Whoever hears the cry for help of a Muslim and does not respond is not a Muslim?' So what kind of Islam is this? Is Iran expected to sit idly by while American bases in your countries are used to attack it? These are weak excuses." Unquote. Arab states surrounding the Persian Gulf are now reportedly urging the United States behind the scenes to step up its military campaign against Iran, calling for an even more aggressive push as the war drags on. According to these accounts, several Arab leaders are privately telling Washington to finish the job against Tehran, even as Iran continues to strike back and widen the battlefield across the region. These secret Arab appeals to the US were first reported by an international news agency and later highlighted by Iran-focused media on March 17, exposing a stark contrast with public calls for de-escalation. Behind their public rhetoric, Arab governments are said to fear that even after the current war ends, Iran could still threaten the region's vital oil lifeline and energy corridors, keeping them perpetually vulnerable. At the same time, sources suggest that Washington is pressing Gulf nations to take a more visible role in the conflict, urging them to formally join or support the ongoing war effort against Iran. Observers say President Trump appears keen to showcase broad regional backing, using Arab support to bolster the political legitimacy of the war both at home in the United States and on the global stage. The chairman of the Saudi-based Gulf Research Center said, quote, "There is a wide feeling across the Gulf that Iran has crossed every red line with every Gulf country. At first we defended them and opposed the war. But once they began directing strikes at us, they became an enemy. There is no other way to classify them." Unquote. Meanwhile, the US CENTCOM commander declared that Operation Epic Fury had successfully decimated large portions of Iran's military capacity, even as independent reports suggest heavy American losses in the process.
We continue to remain centered on our military objectives. These are well-defined and include eliminating Iran's ballistic missiles, drones, and naval threats. To date, our Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps aviators have collectively flown more than 6,000 combat flights, demonstrating the unmatched capability of America's joint force as we maintained air superiority over Iranian skies. And to the entire Operation Epic Fury team, keep pushing, remain steady, fight to win. Thanks so much and Godspeed.
US and Israeli forces launched a joint war against Iran on February 28, in a dramatic operation that culminated in the killing of Iran's supreme leader and triggered a massive regional backlash. Since that moment, Iran has been hitting back hard, targeting Israel, US military bases and embassies, as well as Washington's Arab allies across the Middle East in a widening campaign of retaliation. Tehran's forces have struck airports, ports, vital oil facilities, and major commercial hubs across the Gulf, aiming to disrupt economic activity and send a clear signal about the cost of war. Iran has also moved to blockade the Strait of Hormuz, a choke point that handles around 1/5 of global energy trade, pushing the world's oil lifeline into unprecedented danger. These attacks have only reinforced deep-seated Arab fears that Iran can hold regional and global energy flows hostage whenever tensions flare, leaving their economies and security at constant risk.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.